I literally was standing in front of his face, trying to let him hit me, and he was just, like, bruh, what you doing? I'm literally right here. Smack me, come on. Alright, my boys, so yesterday we took a look at the newest TP Metal Shop update that did include a free update Super Soul from the newest free update on Xenoverse 2. Now, I talked about why I don't think this Super Soul personally is that great, but there were some people in the comments who were saying that they do like this Super Soul, and it is at the very least worth testing out. So that's what we're here to do today, is take a look at and test the new Super Soul that is in the TP Metal Shop at this point in time. Now, when I say new Super Soul, I really mean new from the free update. Yes, I know for people who will be down in the comments saying, oh, this is the second time it was actually in the TP Metal Shop. I do know that. It's still fairly a new free update Super Soul though at the same time. So just keep that in mind when I say new Super Soul. Anyways, getting into this right here, this is the Super Soul from Bardock. Something deadly's about to happen. Now, when your opponent is at 80% or higher with their ki, that's when this Super Soul activates. And it boosts your stamina recovery speed by an XXL amount and activates auto health recovery mode at the same time. Now, I was just trying to think, honestly, how, you could use this Super Soul to where it actually comes to your advantage, to where, it actually is very helpful. How can you maintain your opponent's ki at an above 80% marker for a fairly decent amount of time so that this Super Soul right here stays active and actually becomes a fairly important part of the battle, right? Well, in today's video, I think we may be able to actually showcase that, because the way that I thought about it, I'm going to showcase it first on offline in training mode just so you can see the stat effects, but then also online to see if you can use it in certain ways in the way that I'm going to talk about, to where you can actually keep your opponent's ki above that 80% marker. And what I'm talking about in regards to that is basically not letting yourself get knocked away, don't let yourself get knocked down, anything along those lines, because usually after a knock away, knock down, anything like that is when your opponent is going to use some kind of attack to where they're actually wasting ki. Now, there will be some people you come across who just waste ki on random moves. You got your time skip jump spike people out there who just be throwing that shit out because the hitbox is like so goddamn massive for some reason. Literally, I can be like, oh, all the way over here, right, and Trunks is flying through me straight across this way, and there's that much of a gap between us, and it still be hitting sometimes. Like the hitbox on that move is ridiculous. But again, the best way to prevent your opponent from using ki at all is to make sure that you use your stamina and vanish out of combos, out of knockaways, knockdowns before they actually happen, to prevent them from actually using their ki to where it stays above that 80% marker, right? So now what we're going to do though, before we go online in PvP and test this theory out, is actually showcase how much health you recover with this Super Soul, and also the stamina recovery boost that you get with this Super Soul at the same time. So now I've put my health and my stamina to normal, so let's get our stamina down, because that's the first thing I really want to look at, even though our health is auto-recovering at this moment in time. Look at that stamina recovery on the ground, my boys. Look how fast that is coming back. That is even much faster, by far, than Blue Evolution gives you in terms of a stamina recovery boost. And the boost you get from that awoken skill is damn good, without a doubt. But look at the recovery right here. Now that's on the ground. Let's go in the air and see what it's like. In the air, honestly, it's not that bad at all. It makes it to where air stamina recovery is fairly decent, to be honest with you. Like, that is a fairly decent speed, without a doubt, that you're seeing from the stamina recovery at this point in time. Now, when you combine this with something like Super Saiyan Blue, for example, the stamina recovery just goes bonkers, my boys. Like, it is ridiculous how fast the stamina recovery actually is, because remember, Blue and Blue Evolution actually give a boost to your stamina recovery speed. Now, I still think that Blue Evolution is not really a awoken that you want to run without a Super Soul that is giving you auto ki recovery, but ever since Blue was also updated and buffed, I don't necessarily think you need a ki auto recovery super soul for this in particular form to be able to maintain it, because the ki drain is very minimal now when it comes to this awoken in particular. So I want to showcase it with Super Saiyan Blue. Now you see how it is in the air. This is the stamina recovery in the air. Still, I mean, that's pretty damn good, not gonna lie to you. But when we get on the ground, my boys, look at how fast we are gaining staminas here. Literally, like, bro, I'm count 5. Almost 4 or 5 bars. You're literally gaining like a bar of stamina every second when you're on the ground with this super soul actually active. So again, if you can actually get it to where you manipulate your opponent and have your opponent keep their health, or I mean their ki, above 80%, this super soul can be absolutely insane in PvP matches. And since you are getting that boosted stamina recovery, you can constantly have it to where you are vanishing combos before they actually knock you away or knock you down, because you're getting so much stamina back. You should be at a point to where you are never really in a situation where you're taking on a full combo, or you need to take on a full combo or anything like that to reserve your stamina. So again, the super soul when it comes to stamina is insane. Now when it comes to the health auto recovery is not bad by any means. I mean, it's decent. I mean, you can see it's fairly decent. Your health is recovering at a decent rate, and that is definitely something at the same time that also can be a fairly big factor in a PvP match. I mean, if you have this super soul active for a decent amount of time, you can get an extra half bar and even maybe an extra full bar of health from this super soul right here in a PvP match. So we're gonna actually go online and test this to see how viable or non-viable it actually is, because when the super soul is active, there's no doubt about it that the stamina recovery is insane and the health recovery is fairly decent. It's just about getting it active and keeping it active in a PvP setting. So with that being said, let's take it online and see how good it actually can be.
A few moments later.
Alright, my boys, here we go on the PvP side of things. Now again, the main goal here is to get my opponent's ki to be above 80%. Come on, he didn't waste stamina there. That really surprised me. I was literally expecting my mans to waste stamina at, oh come on game, we on that nonsense. Whoa, okay, I see Mr. Netcode is not gonna be friendly in this matchup right here. Alright, he's at 4 bars now. If he has a total of a little bit above 8, honestly, I'm gonna let him hit me. I'm gonna let him hit me a little bit right here, because I want my supers. Come on, stupid. What you doing? I'm right here. What the? Come on, bro. There's no way he knows I have this super soul on. I mean, oh, he used angry hit. Oh my god. See, this is the issue that you can run into with a super soul like this. Come on, I need a clash. I need a clash. Clash with me, damn it. Bro, what is, my man's is a timid. Oh my lord, Timmy, come on. No, okay, see, you see the issue that this super soul right here can present to you without a doubt. I mean, it can be very difficult to actually get your opponent's ki up to that amount, but now that we have it there, we got to try and keep it there, my boys. That's the main goal right here. We got to keep it above that 80% marker. You know what, I'm just going to transform and eat this with my super armor, because I don't, you know, it don't matter. Free transformation right there. Alright, but you see my health is, wait, no, he used an ultimate. God damn. It's so difficult to keep this to where your opponent's ki is actually above that 80% marker. That's the real issue right here with this super soul. We're going to do another online match to see if it's a little bit different against a different type of opponent, because my man was definitely a Timmy all day, every day right there. Like, god damn, I literally was standing in front of his face trying to let him hit me, and he was just like, bruh, what you doing? I'm literally right here. Smack me, come on. I want my keys up. Here we go again, my boys. Let's see if we can actually get this man right here to actually use, or get, okay, he has a low amount of ki. That's very good. That's good signs. That's good signs for us. Low amount of ki means that he'll get his ki up fairly quick. You know what I'm, oh, come on, bro. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. See, can't let him knock us away. Clash is very much in our favor. Clashes are very much in our favor with this super soul right here. Okay, no, can't let you knock me away, my boy. Okay, there we go. My super soul is now active. Come on. Let me get that stamina recovery. See, look, the health auto regen is lovely. Oh no. Is my super soul still active? It is. You love to see it. Now let's just go to the ground real quick. Look at this. Oh, look at the stamina recovery still, even with a combo. No. I'm not gonna let you knock me away fully and use ki. See, that's the thing with this super soul though. Actually, if he uses a bar right here, I'll still be above that 80% marker. But you see, my health, I've been taking a decent amount of damage. My health is auto-recovering, so it really doesn't come into much effect. My stamina is on an insane level of recovery with this Super Soul on. So if you can maintain your opponent above that marker of 80% ki, it is absolutely insane as a Super Soul without a doubt. I mean, just ridiculousness. Oh, come on, my boy. Stop wasting your damn ki. That was supposed to be. He's just wasting it now. My Super Soul is no longer active. Oh, my stamina break. It didn't come out. It didn't come out, game. That was not nice. Get your bitch ass on the ground. Come here. What? Hello? Alright. We still have the Super Soul active, and all the damage that I've taken throughout the match, I almost have full health. So the health auto recovery is actually, come on, dude, stop doing that. How did that hit? Look, it was so far away. Even the game knew that the second part of that shit should not have hit me. I mean, come on now. Say goodbye. Oh, what? Now you say goodbye. But overall, when you can keep this Super Soul active, it can be very, very deadly in a PvP matchup because the stamina recovery is crazy. Like, I was using so much stamina in that match right there, constantly vanishing stuff, making sure I didn't get knocked away, right? And it really, you know, I really was never in a situation where stamina was a problem. And then also the health auto recovery is a nice little feature of it at the same time. The health auto recovery being as, you know, good as it actually is, I was able to keep almost full health throughout that match. Like, throughout that match, I don't think I ever got to 1.5 bars or lower in health, and I only started with like 2.25 bars, something like that with this build right here. At most I have 2.5 bars, so I never really lost more than a full bar of health, and my stamina was at a constant height, like constantly, you know, at a good amount throughout the match, even though I was using it a good amount to make sure that I didn't get knocked away from combos or things along those lines. So in matches like that, this Super Soul can be deadly, my boys. But in matches where your opponent either has like a ton of ki to where that 80% marker is kind of hard to reach, like you will run into some opponents that have more than 10 bars of ki now with level 120 builds being a thing, right? In matchups like that, the Super Soul can be a bit of a hindrance. That was the word I was looking for to you, because it may not be as active as in a match like that where I believe my opponent only had like 6 bars of ki. So getting to that 80% marker is a lot easier against opponents like that, and he was even kind of spamming that Beast Gohan counter, and even then I had it active a fairly good amount of time throughout that match, and that's due to his ki being so low overall that it doesn't take nearly as much for that Super Soul to activate. So this Super Soul can be, you know, depending on the matchup, it can be absolutely useless to where you really don't get much use out of it at all, or it can be, you know, kind of deadly. It can be just like the name of the Super Soul, something deadly is about to happen. That can be the case with this Super Soul right here in the right matchups. If your opponent doesn't have much ki and you try and make sure as much as possible to prevent them from actually using their ki at the same time, it can be a very damn good Super Soul, as you guys saw in that second matchup right there, without a doubt. But in the first matchup, you also saw we really didn't get much use from it at the same time. So it really all comes down to your opponent, how they play, their build, all things like that for this Super Soul right here, which is why I say it's not a Super Soul that I would run consistently or anything along those lines. And it's just due to the simple fact that when you're going into PvP and you're playing online against random people, you don't know what kind of builds they're going to have. You don't know what, you know, how much ki they're going to be using. You don't know if they're going to be someone like that second opponent where they just like to throw out moves randomly and use their ki. You don't know if it's going to be someone like the first opponent where, you know, you barely get any activation at all from the Super Soul. So it just really comes down to your opponent, and that is why I do not like Super Souls like this right here for the most part. Like I said in yesterday's video talking about this Super Soul in the TP Metal Shop update, if it was changed to where it said when your ki is above 80% or higher, this Super Soul activates, then I would say it is a deadly ass Super Soul, and it could have been, I mean, potentially one of the better ones in the game, to be honest, if the requirement was keeping your ki above that 80% marker. Because you guys saw the stamina recovery is absolutely bonkers. The health auto recovery in PvP matches, you saw, I mean, in that match I probably gained like a bar of ki in total just from having this Super Soul active right there. That's like almost, I gained pretty much as you would from a limit burst of health and stamina recovery regen. I gained pretty much that much from just this Super Soul alone. So again, it just all comes down to the matchup as to whether or not this Super Soul can be deadly, like the name says, or can be fairly useless. Again, just due to how your opponent plays, their build, and all things along those lines. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on this Super Soul right here, and if it will be something that you will be running at all when it comes to PvP on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But with that being said, my boys, truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, man, as always, hope you guys have a good one. Peace, y'all.